Hello folks, this is Naeem Aslam, Chief Market Analyst at AvaTrade, and welcome to our daily fundamental video analysis. Happy Friday. Of course, today is a national holiday over in the United States, and what does that mean for the markets? Well, the volume isn't really expected to be very high in the market because the biggest market in the world is closed. So where do we go from here? Well, why don't we pick up the momentum from yesterday? Because the news or the economic data which came out yesterday is also going to set the tone for the next week as well. And of course, it has a massive influence in the European markets today. Speaking of the European markets, before we get on to the economic data, the DAX index is something extremely interesting for me. Why? Because since the ECB came out and then it confirmed its assurance with this massive stimulus package, the rally for the DAX index is something that we have not seen anywhere. The index is above all the three important moving averages, meaning your 50, 100 and 200 week. Of course, on a weekly time frame. And of course, if you want to learn more on this, please do go and check out the technical analysis video that I did. But as you can see in the chart, the momentum for the DAX index is really likely to push the index back towards its all-time high. Now, how that the economic data which came out yesterday really going to influence? Well, yesterday we had three important major data sets. First of all, it was your US non-farm payroll, then your initial jobless claim, and then of course your continuous jobless claim. Now, the expectations were that we are going to get a number in terms of unemployment rate that is going to be slightly above the 12.5%, or perhaps maybe worse than the previous reading, which was 13.3%. But guess what? Market was once again surprised because the US unemployment rate has fallen to 11.5%. Now, while speculators, they continue to build on this argument that yes, the economic recovery is not likely to be as strong as we have seen now, because this is more of a mechanical bounce, meaning if you push something, if you have an elastic band and then you push it back, obviously it is going to come back towards its mean. So that is what the mechanical recovery really they are referring to. But their argument is that given the fact that the US unemployment rate has fallen to 11.5%, the journey from 11.5 to back to its normal level is going to be extremely difficult and full with obstacles. Well, perhaps maybe or perhaps may not be. Because remember, Donald Trump is still fighting for another stimulus package that is worth well over $2 trillion. Remember, Congress was talking about $1 trillion. Donald Trump wants $2 trillion. And then there are also speculations in the market under which the HEROES Act that can really boost the stimulus, the upcoming stimulus package to $3 trillion US. So with that kind of a money in terms of a fiscal policy behind the economy, I think it is highly likely that this recovery will continue to pick up its pace as we continue to move along this curve of unemployment rate, the recovery curve I'm really referring to. Now, in terms of commodity space, and especially gold, we've seen a really big sell-off for a gold price initially, the moment that the data came. But at the very initial reaction was to the upside, but then you will have to ignore that because you really have to see how the market is digesting the news. And after that, what we've seen is that the massive drop. But then, once again, the bulls, they came back into the market. Speculators saw the opportunity that this is a bargain hunting and let's start supporting the price, and that is what happened. As you can see in the chart for the gold price, we are still on the upward trend is still very much maintained, and then it is still likely for the gold price to continue its journey beyond the 1800 price level, something that I've talked about so many times, but we haven't reached there yet. But the momentum is very much still supporting that. That's all for today. Stay blessed, stay safe, and enjoy your weekend. I'll speak to you guys next week. Thank you.